Welcome everybody to the conversation, Bridge the Gap. This is your boy Tyquan. I got a special guest in the joint, DJ Fleg, Lionz of Zion. What up, Fleg?
What up? It's good to be on here, man.
No doubt. Can you hear me good?
Yeah. I can hear you good.
Word, no doubt. Let's shout to everybody that's joining. We got Samo, New York. What up? He's always holding it down. Samo's still in New York? He's still in New York, right?
No,
or
he's
in
LA right now.
Yeah, he's doing that Hollywood shit.
That's right.
Getting that check, you know? But yo, so, huh?
If you want, Samo. What up, man?
What's good to y'all? Hey, man, just maintaining. We was about to talk about the game and all that, you know? And Charlie Lucius, how can I send you guys music? Hey, I mean, just DM us.
Yeah.
You know? Yo, so Fleg, I'm sure you've seen, other episodes that I had with other guests and I call this Bridge the Gap for a reason. Is just to connect us, man. Connect us all, just to build on certain things in the game and all that. As you know, a lot of us we usually don't build and connect like that, right? We see each other at events, what have you. Yo, what up? It'd be more like a party type, You in the atmosphere, you just want to party, you want to vibe out with people. Not really to sit down, really like build, So that's why I opened up this platform, just to, invite special guests on this joint and just, share their perspective, And so I know I hit you up before. I'm like, yo, I got to get you on Fleg. So, finally the time is right. And let's talk about it. So let's start from DJ Fleg, right? Like not even DJ Fleg. You start as a b-boy, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, maybe they don't know the new generation coming into the game, right? They probably don't know that you were a b-boy. So just tell them like how you got started, how you got into Breakin, how you got down with Lionz of Zion, and then in that journey, how you became a DJ and what motivated or inspired you to become a DJ.
Yeah. And those are like really good questions. It's kind of something that I think is definitely worthy of mention, and especially sort of for younger b-boys or aspiring DJs, just to know sort of how like some of us came up. And it's like me and I think this lighting's a little better. me and I think a bunch of the other DJs, we started as b-boys, and we still break. Sometimes the practice schedule gets a little wonky because of traveling and all of that. But I started in about 99. That's when I started breaking. And so like at that time, especially if you weren't sort of in a city or you didn't have someone, to kind of be under their wing, it was just like kind of grab whatever info you could and seek it out where you could, but it just wasn't sort of available like it is now. So I started then, but it's like the reason I say that is because like when I started, it wasn't like, these like 12-year-olds. I was 14 at the time, but it wasn't like 12-year-olds in Japan, and shit where they're like flying all over. Or not, even if it's not to that extreme, it's just like there still are so many resources with YouTube and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Fleg. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was just like not much information. And so started out that shit trying to connect and whatever. And then so I didn't actually start learning proper moves just the right way until a little bit later when I saw people and they kind of, were able to give me tips and whatever. But yeah, so started around then and then kept trying to grow and be more involved in the local scene like 2000, 2001, 2002. And, kind of around that same time, I was picking up DJing. But here's the point is that, like, it was not ever initially to be for breaking competitions. It was like I picked up DJing because I thought scratching was cool and I thought hip hop was cool, and so like I just wanted to do it for those reasons. There wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do this so I can do a bunch of b-boy competitions. That wasn't, a part of it at all. So, and then from then it was like I just kept breaking and doing that thing on this end, and then kept DJing, and eventually starting to put them together when I was digging more, starting to dig, and kind of that rest of the portion is history as far as just like then it turned out that I was able to merge them and do what I do. But it's just like I feel like it's important to mention that at the beginning it was very, very separate, still within the same umbrella, but it wasn't always the one thing had to feed into the other. It's like I like graffiti, I did some of that too and enjoyed it, and I just think a lot of times that perspective of like you could be interested in different shit within the whole hip hop thing without necessarily saying like, oh, but all has to like come into like my breaking or whatever. It could just be a curiosity, and different things speak to you in different ways. So that's kind of how my start was. And
word. So how did you get into Lionz? Like how did that came about?
Around 2009, I was practicing a lot with like Toys and some other guys at College Park, which is sort of like halfway between DC and Baltimore, where I live. And then just from practicing a lot and kind of them seeing my dedication and other things, it just sort of happened very organically. But it was over a number of years that I was going to practice, a couple times or more a week, and really putting in work, and then starting to enter some battles and things like that, and just getting better at my craft as far as that went. That I think they saw that, okay, my heart was in it for that right reason, and that's when I got put down.
Right. And what year did you start really get heavy into like DJing? Like like okay, this is gonna take majority of the time. You know what I mean? So like I know you started out with Breakin and all that, but then you start DJing.
Yeah.
What year was that around? Like during that time where you like, okay, I'm really gonna start doing this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was like 2009 is when I started the party 4 Hours of Funk that I do here, a funk party in Baltimore. That's when I started that.
The what now? What was it called?
It's called 4 Hours of Funk.
Word. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so, and sometimes I just assume people may have heard of it or not, but also, it's a local thing, so that's just what it is. We've been doing that almost 10 years now, and that's something that we started in 2009 that was actually heavily based off of dancers in the community and getting them out and then mixing them in with regular people, like kind of party vibes, and us still playing stuff. Some of it you might want to break to, but then also there's a lot of girls at the party.
Yeah. Where you want to mingle.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Something that some b-boys aren't so great at, but that's another story.
Yeah, man, they got to step it up, Yeah. But that's dope. 4 hours of funk, bro. That's dope.
It's cool, man, and we've had a lot of cool people that we've been able to have guests on there and come through. Hopefully, if you're ever in Baltimore, a third Friday of the month, that's when we do it. And sometimes I try to throw it around then so that people can come through and just like catch the vibe of it. But yeah, so like I guess I started DJing a lot more then. But it's funny that you said that as far as the breaking transition to DJing, because I was teaching a lot of breaking classes actually, like at studios and things like that. And it wasn't until 2014 that I figured out that I had to kind of like, stop doing that so I could travel to Europe and stay there for a couple of weeks to do gigs and sort of get recognition and get a bunch of the, just make it easier for people to book me, just kind of hustling in that way. So really, it wasn't the really big transition from, doing a lot of practicing still, but also a lot of teaching over to just DJing. That was 2014. So relatively, like, it's kind of weird to think about it because it seems like it hasn't been that, like, it seems like it's been way long, but it's been, like 4 years that I've been doing it, like, full time like that.
Man, that's amazing, bro. Yeah, I mean, when you start DJing, all of us are like, oh, snap. Fleg is really doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, because all of us, we came up just knowing you as a b-boy, right?
Yeah.
and in that transition, we're like, oh snap, Fleg is really doing it. You know what I'm saying? With your own mechanics, with producing beats as well. And with that being said, with producing beats and all that, how did that came about? Like, is producing beats something that you done before, or just something that you just transitioned into while you're DJing?
I mean, and that's a good question. It kind of comes back to that initial thing I was talking about like being curious about and, trying to explore some of those other things that are peripheral to breaking hip hop within DJing, graffiti, rapping, whatever. Don't ask me to rap, but I could. But it might have a cadence, it might have a rhythm that's okay. But no,
Right.
Other things that I was into was that, and along with DJing, kind of can come hand in hand is production. So I had a sampler, even by like 2003 or 4, when I was starting to do a lot more digging and whatnot. And so like, going into it hardcore as sort of, trying to get out there and do all these jams, that was one thing. But way before that, about 10 years before that, was when I started like trying to dig for records, learning some production skills, just like simple things on the sampler that then when it came time to like step that up a little bit, I already knew some just basically like, this is what a loop is. This is how to make drums sound a little bit better. This is what to look for on the records, things like that. And so it didn't just come out of thin air. It was like something that, again, I had sort of built up a bit of that skill set and then just had to sort of add more onto it.
Right.
And it became something that it was like, oh shit, I could produce something and use it for these battles, and then use that as a part of a signature sound, and then also maybe sell it to Red Bull or sell it to whoever, and that's always a good hustle, because as you know, some of this other hustle that we're all on sometimes doesn't pay as good as we want, so you have to figure out your own avenue to make sure you get paid.
Right. And so producing beats is something that you just self-taught yourself then, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's dope, bro. And yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, listening from your old beats to now, it's like you can see the growth, right?
Yeah.
Like everything's more balanced now, right? Like it seems like you try to balance it out with the funk as well with the new wave of things, right? With the new set of sound, right? And it's the same thing with Limrock. I mean, Limrock, he got his own set of sound, but he still have that funk in it, and he's wrote a post about the drums, gotta have that funk in it. So, and so that's what I hear of your joint as well, nowadays is like the Red Bull joint, like you spun at Red Bull. I was like, dang, killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So, at Red Bull, I noticed in the semifinal, right? You were spinning, right? You were spinning in the semifinal. It was between Vicious Vic and
Uzi Rock, right?
Yeah, and you killed it. Like, how do you guys get that clearance to play all those songs?
I mean, and that's a really good question. It's like, that was actually something I was pushing for really, really hard, and kind of continue to do that. So that's some of the behind the scenes stuff. And I know that other guys have done it as well. It's just hard. Like, if you're trying to clear a James Brown song or something like that, you're talking about a license fee of like 50,000, 100,000, just like really high numbers. And it's just not possible for like some of these people to do it. But I was just like, I had this huge list of songs. I was just like, yo, see what you can do within this list. And then there were a couple kind of like B-boy classics that, I was able to get through. It was only a few, but I was like, bet, and I really was kind of pushing for that. They said it was a possibility, but I had to kind of like really try and, nudge them, like, can we please get some of this stuff in there? Because like you were saying, in the growth of making sure that, people like Lean and myself and others are really including the funk, you know, original essence of all of this, hip hop, etc. I thought it was important to include it, and I knew that the people that knew would understand and they would appreciate it, and the people that didn't, like, it's okay. I wasn't worried about it, but I really wanted to push for that, and was successful in it, which was cool, because, you know, it's just like that stuff that really needs to be mixed in with everything else so that people don't forget, like, by the way, there's a lot more depth than just like this beat and these horn hits and this stuff, and that's cool. And I play into that in my productions because I know dancers will go off to that. But when I have the freedom outside of a Red Bull or whatever, I'm always mixing in other stuff too, and it's just like I feel like that's really important. It's a sense of dynamic, you know, in the music, and if you lose that, then you lose a lot of like really dope music and a lot of depth. And so, yeah, like I said, I just tried as hard as I could to get that in. We were able to clear those. And then something else that I always look at is who's battling. And sometimes if I see someone who's battling, I'm like, oh, shit, like, you know, I want to, like, get as much out of them as I can. So if I don't think they're going to understand that much, I might test them. But I might also just be like, you know what, let me just give them, like, a simple beat or whatever. But when I saw it's like Uzi Rock and Vic, I'm like, I know they understand this. Like, I know both of their styles, and I've talked to them and whatever else. And I typically put those songs in their battle because I thought that they would, like, you know, bring it out the most versus, like, a power mover who, you know, is looking to hit beat one or something like that, but isn't going to really, you know,
funk.
Bring the funk, exactly. So, of course, and then, you know, what happens? Uzi Rock is like, you know, he did his thing. And that was beautiful, especially on that world stage, whether people understood what was happening or not, you know what I mean, as far as the depth and sort of the playfulness and everything else that he was bringing to the table. But, you know, that's exactly what I was hoping for, and it happened. So,
yeah. Oh, snap. Wanda in the building. What up, Wanda? Hold it down. Yo, big shouts to you, bro, for even making that clearance. Because when that joint came on, yo, I was looking at my phone because I watched that joint on my phone, right? I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just to see them brothers just kill it. Vicious Vic, he was holding it down as well, you know, like,
of course, yeah.
They both was just killing it, and that's another thing that I feel, you know, brothers like you, brothers like Lean, and so on, you know, from Scheme, you, Lean, you know, even Renegade, right? He DJ a lot of jam, you know, as well. I feel like, well, let me ask you, do you think it's a responsibility of a DJ to, you know, keep that balance and educate the new generation as well? Just like, hey, you know, all the new stuff, you know, yeah, no doubt that's dope, but then these are the funk, you know, and how can you bring awareness as a DJ on that level, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of, like, everything sort of ties in, again, with, like, when you asked the first question, I feel like that's just huge. It's like, people have to find their way in this and sort of not just come, if they're going to DJ, not just come to it through the lens of b-boying. It's cool and it's good to do that, but it's also like the lens of DJing is its own thing, digging, you know. If it's production, you don't have to, but it could be that. And it's just like music selection, taste, all of these things kind of go into that. And, you know, the people that you mentioned, and I'm honored, you know, to be a part of that, is like, we started in that way as just DJs, like just looking at it from that angle. And we're looking at it like, you know, what's the dopest music I can find? Not like, what's the dopest music I could find that, like, this person's going to kill it to, whatever. But it's like, what's the dopest I can find? What are the, like, classic joints that were used on all these hip-hop records? What are the originals? You know, and at a certain point, I realized I started liking the originals better than some of the songs, you know, or, you know, like, later I flip-flopped, and sometimes I'm like, you know, of course you got to respect Premier, Pete Rock, Dilla, whoever sampled it. But it's just like when you listen to the full music, you're like, damn, that shit's so dope. Like, this is just super ill music, and it's another level. And so, like, those are the people that you mentioned. Yeah, we try to put that in there because we know some of those roots of, hip hop as a whole, not just the dance scene, but also even within the dancers too. What was the root of, played at, Cool Herc parties, played by Flash, Flowers, all these other people, and then moving up the line into the 80s, 90s, whatever. But, I guess it's just sort of like coming from that angle. I recognize the importance of knowing it, feeling that funk, understanding it, and then like putting it out to people and be like, yo, you have to understand this. If you're a B-boy or B-girl, like, you have to understand this. If you can't rock to this, like, that's not my fault. And it's also not going to be necessarily me who's the one to say, like, you know what? Oh, you can't really handle that beat. Let me give you something that's just, like I said, like horn hits and hard drums or whatever. Sometimes I'll decide to do that, but other times I won't. And it's because, like, you have to know this. And I felt less weird about playing, like, classics, dope hip-hop, slowing the battle down, whatever it takes. I felt much less weird about doing that as I've grown older a little bit because I'm like, this is, like, as long as I'm doing my job right, I can fuck up, and I'll take all, the flack or whatever if I fuck up. But if I do my job right how I see it, it's like, that was just me delivering a mini history lesson. And that's like, the same as Lean does, or the same as like Scheme and, a lot of, and B. Ryan, all these other guys, Renegade, they understand that and they do that all the time. And that's just about like our way of like continuing to put that bug in people's ears, like, or the worm in people's ears, like, this is important, learn it. And then keep putting it around them. So eventually they might not like it at first, but it's just like, you didn't like maybe vegetables at first, or you didn't understand something when you're younger. But when it's continually around you, and then eventually you might have a glimmer of like, you see why it's so important, and then you understand, and then you're like, oh shit, no, yeah, I love Incredible Bongo Band now. I love it now. I didn't used to understand it, but now like I heard it enough, I understand like what it's about. And so, it's just like, I think it's really important to force that now more than ever because there's a lot of DJs that haven't done their homework straight up, and that's not to say they can't. I always try to look at the positive, like that's to say like, please do your homework. Please, like, I had to do homework at a time. It was cool. And we all do, but please do it for the sake of, the future of the dance and keeping the original, spirit and funk in it.
Yeah, I feel it's very important.
But, I have a lot to say about that particular thing.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, like the U.S., I feel like, I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, but I mean, let's be real. I mean, B. Ryan, even Felix, right? Like Felix?
Yeah, for sure.
Nasty. Lean, Scheme, like, come on, Scheme, incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like y'all like the leaders of the new school, right? Within the U.S. scene and in the international scene as well. I mean, you and Lean is basically DJing a lot of big jams, all over the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I feel like, it is important for y'all to really like educate through your, music, where you're playing and all that. And just like you said, the more they hear it, at first they might not get it, but then the more they hear it, they'll be like, oh, wait, I can get with this, Yeah. So that's a dope thing that, you said, and I respect that for sure. Hold up, some people joined in.
What's good, everyone?
Wanda say it's important and it was a responsibility to the dancer and DJ. So not just DJ. That's how Wanda feel. She felt like it is important for not just DJ but the dancer.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's important for the whole scene. It's important for everyone. And I guess I'm speaking to the DJs because it's like, I'm saying it's important for the DJs because as a DJ, I'm like, let me talk to exactly. word about it, about like that is your responsibility to do your homework. And the reason that's your responsibility is because, that guides the next and the next and the next generations, and, what the relationship is to the music. Because to be honest, you see some places where they don't have much of a base in like funk or some of that kind of, sound. And, then someone like me or Lean comes over and plays some stuff like that, like in Europe or maybe in China, wherever it is. I'm not saying everyone, but I'm just saying it's there. And I'm just going to say it like I was saying before, calling it how it is. That's just what it is. And it's just like, it's sort of like, like you're in another dimension. You got sucked into a porthole when you play a song that every time in the U.S., and other places too, you play that song and people bam, 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 and they're going, and all the breakers are going in, and then you play it somewhere and you hear like crickets, or you don't see people reacting a certain way. Again, it's like, this is a problem. This isn't a me problem, and it's not necessarily per se the fault of the dancers. It's that they haven't had the leadership in their scenes to get a breadth of music. Yeah, put the new stuff on, but make sure they understand some of the old stuff too. And like I said, when I go into those scenes, I can see it immediately. Like, like I said, it's just another, like, Lena and I would kind of like look at each other like, really? Like, no one understood that? Okay. That's kind of weird, but all right. But it tells you where certain people are at. So that's why I impress it upon the DJs to do their homework, because they're the leaders to make sure you're right and Wanda's right. It's for the dancers, but the DJs are the ones that need to be told that, because you can't tell a dancer like, hey, dancer, you gotta like Yellow Sunshine. You gotta like whatever. You gotta like, it doesn't even have to be a classic. You just gotta like that funk feeling. They don't know that. That needs to be something that is given to them for them to understand it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Start with the DJ. I mean, we're just a physical expression of the sound that the DJ, put out there, at a party or at an event, what have you. So, I really feel like, there needs to be, there needs to be some huge awareness internationally, right? I mean, I don't know how we're going to do that, but I feel like there need to be more talks. In my opinion, it should be you guys, right? It should be the cats that's DJing all at all these events, all in the big stage, and hold a dialogue about it, and basically emphasize it is important to know the classics as well. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays, I mean, let's be honest, Fleg. Like, I see a lot of dancers, they can't slow down. If you switch, like one of your mix, but then you switch to like a James Brown, which is more like, like a slower pace, they just keep going like nothing, as if you didn't change the record at all. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I see that a lot. And I see sometimes the dancer move faster than the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like some road runners. Like, like they just keep going. Like the beat be like this. And then they just going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa. And I feel like the judges as well have a responsibility in that as well. You know what I mean? It's not just how you execute. It's like, okay, this is a dance, and there's rhythm, and there's beats, and, you got to ride it. You got to groove to it, and not just go bananas and don't care about everything, So, I don't know. I just feel like we need more of those, awareness type talk, right?
But this is a start, and it's dope, and that's why, like, I noticed that, you had Lean on before, and just, like, a lot of the people you have on have done a lot of thinking about this kind of stuff, and even things like this, that it always helps. We just, like, especially, I mean, it applies to B-boys, too, but especially us DJs, I feel like in the scene, more and more, we're just, like, kind of background, and we're just there, sort of, and we don't usually get a chance to sort of express like what we're
Right.
about, what the state of the scene is, how things are going. Like like we talked about in the beginning. I started off breaking. A lot of us started off breaking. So even when it comes to just breaking and how they're moving to the music, well, you think we're just back there, we're just DJs, and we don't know when people are biting, when people are doing something whack to the music, when moves are mad corny. Like we see all
Right.
that.
That's key.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's just funny to me, but like I feel like people don't understand or think about the fact that we see all of that stuff, and that we're not just like rando dudes up there. We're b-boys, first and foremost. And so it's I don't chime in too much about that, but that's why it's fun to come on something like this and just let people know what my perspective is, what our perspective is as DJs about it. And to what you were saying before, this is the start. This is the beginning of it. And then, like, I have individual conversations. I already have had it with certain DJs where I'm like, again, not trying to be that dude who's like coming off like a dick, but like I try to be real about it. If I'm like, look, your stuff is cool, but you gotta like do some digging. You gotta like, get a little better at this aspect, whatever it might be. And hopefully with some of those efforts put together, we can actually make a little bit of a dent in this stuff. But the only way you can do is through some kind of dialogue, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I really think you guys should make some type of group, right? Like just get all the DJs from around the world just to be part of this group. Either it be a Facebook group or what, just add them, and maybe you, Lionz, Game, or B Ron, or whoever it is, speak on it. You know what I'm saying? In this whatever chat room, it can be private, whatever. We don't need to know about it, but I feel like amongst y'all should really, talk about these things.
Hash out some good, yeah. At first, when you said group, I was like thinking like superhero group, like the Avengers or something, and we like dress up in capes and shit. And we're just like, when the DJ does something whack, we're just like, no.
No, it's just more of a group to where, like an association with some type, right? Just to build on these type of topics within amongst you guys, right? And then so, I mean, that's how b-boys learned a lot, because remember when Jam usually have panel discussion, right? And then it was the elders who spoke to us, and then we grabbed that knowledge and we passed it on to the next generation, and we deal with our own dialogue within, with the b-boys and b-girls, and because you're a b-boy yourself, But I feel like these dialogues need to be on a DJ, within the DJ community, within, the b-boy, world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if it's like only 15 or 20 of y'all, I don't know, get it together and maybe talk about some things like, just like how the promoters, right? Look at promoters. They got together, right? And then they really build an infrastructure of all these type of events, and really kind of like standardize certain things, right?
Yeah.
And I think the DJ should do that as well. Like, okay, let's standardize. Let's bring a balance, Yeah. Okay, y'all, you got to know this, but then, okay, this is dope, but you got to know this as well. And that's more of an educational aspect for you guys. But, that might take a lot of work, you know what I mean? Because y'all traveling, what have you. But I feel like if we all passionate about it, we do it. That's what I'm doing with these conversations, right? Because I'm passionate about this culture, and I want the whole point of these type of conversations to learn and share with each other, and keep it 100 as well, right?
Yeah.
And not filter nothing. It's just, everything's got to be real, and however you feel, let it be known. And that's the thing. Like, I feel within the DJ, I'm sure other DJs that I don't know from other countries, what have you. You know what I mean? And I feel like y'all should just build something. Get together with them and like, hey, let's start some type of awareness type deal within our with the DJs. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe that's too big of a task.
Some, at least some, like you said, it would be a little bit of an effort, but some effort put into that could be super dope. Just to kind of get people a little bit on the same page. You still don't want everyone to be clones. You want people to have a little different, approaches and things like that. But just some basic things I think would be cool to have there. I dig that. And then to what you were saying too, is you were saying about panels of jams. Well, I think that like another way of sort of passing that info, maybe not straight to the other DJs, but straight to the dancers, but in a way that sort of they'll be able to understand it, is get a DJ, like for promoters out there, like get a DJ on one of those panels and say from the DJ perspective, this is what I see in, the scene, and this is good, and this is good, and this is cool, but I noticed that I have troubles with this or whatever. And just by explaining maybe a little bit of what I'm explaining right here to a panel locally, if you have some of the DJs that are sort of like-minded, like who we've been talking about, that could be a really great way to sort of get that youngest generation to just like, some of it is like get them to understand where we're coming from, but some of it is literally just to hear us speak. Because like I said before, some people probably don't know what our histories are or how we're involved in that, and that's okay. It's like you don't have to do a biography, but I think it's like important for people to hear what we have to say, since we're pushed to this background so much, but we're a very, 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 very important and central role in this whole thing. And somehow our voices kind of get, we're not asked to do those panels. We're not asked for anything except to do this one thing. And it's just like, if you talk to some of us for a little bit, maybe you get some valuable information, and maybe that spread off to, a whole generation or a whole, panel at a jam, whatever it might be, could be really useful and be something that would help the growth of the event, of the jam or, of the whole scene. So just an idea.
Yeah, that's weird how things are playing out nowadays, right? Because
you see that too, though, right?
With hip hop, like I have respect. If Jazzy J talk, I'm gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna listen. Like, oh, okay, because he have a lot of gem. And Jazzy J and all them, they used to be b-boys before they turned a DJ. You know what I'm saying? And so that's weird how you say nowadays it seems like you guys are like kept in the back burner, and if you say something, it's like, oh, it don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why I want you guys to get on, right? Because it seems like not a lot of people put you guys on to even like hear your perspective on things, right?
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's very important for the dancer to listen to the knowledge from a DJ perspective, because a well-rounded DJ that with the cultural upbringing will understand what a b-boy needs in his or her life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that particular time, particular moment, how he or she expressed himself through the sound of what DJ is playing. So, yeah, I feel like the DJ's voice is very important. I always listen to Skeen. I always listen to Lean will have to say, or you, or B Ryan, whoever it is that's knowledgeable on a cultural aspect. And I feel like that's what's missing, is the cultural aspect. We're moving to an area where, new generation, they only hear the sound, but they don't understand the cultural side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like they need that cultural education, and the best people to talk about that is the DJ. And in my honest opinion, because you guys, this whole movement started out from the DJ, right? Like,
yeah,
Cool Herc and so on, and so, yeah, I feel like you guys should start speaking up more,
We should. And I think sometimes it's like we get put in a place, like we're just kind of there, and I'm a pretty vocal person, whether it's like an opinion or I'm joking or whatever. But the point is, like, it's weird. It's felt weird in the past few years with some of the opinions about some of this stuff or whatever. I've just kind of been like, you know what? Like, I'm not even going to touch it. And it's sort of bad, I guess, but it's just like, I think a lot of us, because I've talked to all the DJs, I talked to them, I'm, good friends with like Blast, Lean,
Blast, yep.
B, everyone in there. But like, so me, Blast, Lean, and Fox were doing Silverback this year. And it's just like, it sort of feels like we're just being kind of like, like hamsters running on a wheel sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, we're put to work, and like really what we do is like a very thoughtful, creative, central part of the jam sort of work. And yet it feels like we're just like kind of pressing play back there, just by everything from like how we're situated in the room to, how we're announced to things like that. And it's not just that jam, that the jam is cool, but it's just like when you have a bunch of those jams in a row, that same kind of way, and you're put in that same sort of position, just of like, not that much importance, it feels like, then you start to like, I don't know, for me personally, like, my own ego and things like that, sometimes in a good way, but just like my ego in the sense of like thinking I even have a voice to say something, that I should say something, it's just kind of like, but who am I? Like, I'm just a dude, like, whatever. I'm just gonna, like, I got my opinions about it, but, it doesn't seem like anyone really wants to hear what we have to say. It doesn't seem like people, really care, with the exception for like people like you or people that I know who care, but everyone else, it doesn't really seem like that. So I'm just going to shut up. Like, I'm not going to put in the work to do the education portion, because I don't think that anyone, it doesn't seem like they care about it. And I know that's a little short-sighted, and maybe some of us have to assert ourselves a little bit more, but I'm saying, based on conversations with all of those guys, if they haven't been at the forefront, saying what it is or how they see things and what issues are, whatever, it's because they feel like that. They feel like they've already sort of been just cast a little bit
in the back burner.
Yeah. And so then we're just like, all right, well then, we'll go to the spots, we'll do our jams, we'll have fun, we'll get it in where we can and really try to make an impact. But if we see we're not making that much of an impact, we're not going to go screaming about it. We're not going to grab a mic, whatever. We're just going to go home.
Yeah. I would like, see, that's the thing.
That's where we're at right now. And that's just being honest.
There's a new thing that I'm producing. It's called Bridge the Gap All Access, right? And basically, this is just behind the scenes stuff that people usually don't see, right? Because nowadays people just want to see the big moves and stuff, but they don't understand that process, And honestly, I would love to follow you guys, the DJs, at these big events, and just show behind the scene what your thoughts are, you know what I mean, and really show like, the DJ need to be more respected in a way, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like because if you go ahead,
I was just saying, like, I don't have such a big like self-importance or whatever to like come out and say that. In general, I think like on a historical basis, it's really easy to see the DJ is the center of it. It's the center of it all. But at the same time, my own personal whatever, I just feel like I don't want to be the one to be like, hey guys, I need that. You better make sure you're paying attention, because I don't need that in my life right now. Like, I don't. There are times, when you're younger and you want like, a lot of fame or recognition about something. And it's just like, I think a lot of us are past that. We don't care about that. But what we do want to see is just a basic level of understanding and appreciation. And when we don't see it, like I said, we're not saying anything about it, but trust me, we feel a certain kind of way about it. We're all just kind of like a little burnt out, burnt from the whole scene and all this stuff, because like, we're putting 1,000, we're not even putting 100, we're putting 1,000% from our heart with production, spinning the whole jams, everything, and just like trying to dig for more music, all that stuff. And it's just like, when we get a tepid response, we're just like burnt out, that's it.
Yeah, I would like to do that all aspect with you guys, and kind of like push that a little more,
Yeah.
with the DJs and stuff. So we'll work something out. Because I have a cameraman, and one of my passions is just to show the people the process and show the people the behind the scenes stuff, and not just the end results, you know. And again, a lot of people just see the end result of Fleg playing this dope beat and or lean or be run or bless, what have you, you know, but they don't know the hours of digging and producing beats and throwing up jams and all day you guys have to get ready, get the sound right, and yeah, like you said, you feel like you're a hamster, you know. Okay, it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? And there you go, you know. And that's for me, that's very weird. Like I said, it's very weird because in hip hop, like hip hop in general, the DJ when the DJ is at a party or even at a concert, like the DJ like set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll be on the mic like, yo, y'all ready? You know, I think they should give y'all mic to hype shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all ready? You know how Kid Capri did it. Like whenever Kid Capri get on the DJ joint, y'all ready? He be hyping. He be like hyping people up. You know, just to create that momentum. You know, of that energy. You know what I'm saying? And so I think they should give y'all the mic as well and just hype up the crowd. Like, y'all ready? And then boom, and then you know what I mean, and just bring it to another track, and I got something for y'all. Boom, you know, just to hype shit up. I just love that shit. You know, I mean, that's hip hop in general because back then the DJ was the party, he was the hype dude. You know, and then eventually the MC started getting be the MC, but it started with the DJ on the mic, like, yo, you know, party people. I mean, to this day, all the well-known DJ in hip hop culture, like they still hype the party. You know, I've been to Kid Capri party before. I mean, on the mic, hyping the joint up. He don't really need a hype man. He does it all himself. You know, so I don't know. That's something that y'all should they should give y'all the mic to hype shit up.
I wouldn't mind it, and it's funny because like I was saying before, I do my funk party, and it's like I say it's a funk party, but it's like it's actually pretty fucking hip hop. You know, that's what it is in essence, because both me and the other DJ that do it have a basis in hip hop, both hip hop music, but then also like just like juggling breaks, all that shit and whatever. And so sometimes like my most hip hop moments will be at my funk party because that's what it is. And it's like I'll be spinning and looping a break or something, and different from a jam, like I'll play Bobby Bird, Know You Got Soul, say yeah, and I pull the fader down, everyone says yeah, say yeah. Just things like that like, is little party things. And it's crazy how people that goes to the genius of Bobby Bird and James Brown. This same music played 40 years later with half the crowd that probably doesn't even know the song, and you do it and they respond, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But things like that, or getting on the mic when the break is on and be like, how's everyone feeling tonight? Yo, blah, 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 but knowing exactly the cadence of like when that song's gonna drop. And so like saying just enough to hype them up, then boom, the song comes right back in. I do that all the time, so I'm used to sort of approaching it in that way, almost the original hip hop way. It's just that like at jams, I don't know, that doesn't really feel welcome in the current state of things. Now, like the jam that I throw, that I'm trying to just bring back some of those vibes. And I know that other people are throwing dope jams as well that are similar, but like raw cypher kind of feel, limited competition, and then a party, that kind of thing. And then a party the night before, just like in that setting, I will get a mic on there and I will say some shit because it'll just be fun and it'll add to the vibe. But you know what I'm talking about when it comes to most other jams, it will almost seem a little out of place because it's so far removed from like the party aspect of things. So like,
right.
I'm in the middle of the three-way tiebreaker. All right, y'all, come on, get it.
Right. I feel you. Yeah. I feel you. I mean, at the end of the day, though, you guys should be shouted out more. I know if I was hosting jam, I always shout out the DJ. That's something that I learned from my OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like my hip hop OGs, you know, you gotta shout out to DJs, like on a regular. You know what I mean? Like party people, you know what I'm saying? Big shouts to DJ holding it down, you know, the whole 9 yard, you know?
Yeah.
And so I feel like and that's when people start focusing on y'all and then like give y'all need some feedback as well, right? If they shout y'all name out, everybody's like, yo, you know, and then you be like, yo, I'm hyped. Start making some joint, you know? And yeah, I feel you. So I guess see that's something that I didn't even know that you guys felt, you know, in the back burner. You know, like sometimes like you guys felt like, oh man, you know, underappreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't see a lot of us don't know that. I'm sure. You know?
And I wouldn't bring it up if it was something that was like if it was just me or whatever. But like I said, this is talking to like everyone, pretty much everyone that's doing a lot of work feels that way. And I just feel like, you know, in the spirit of keeping it real and whatever, even if it's something that isn't great about what's currently going on, I got to say it because you got to speak it into the conversation, into, you know, the reality of, you know, letting other people understand what's happening with us. Because here's the thing, it's like if we all feel so just sort of on the back burner and burnt out and whatever, guess what? Like maybe we decide we just want to do something else for a little bit and we chill on all this stuff. And then, you know, in terms of what we were talking about before, as far as having stewards of the culture and people that are going to really sort of put it out the right way, then we're really in trouble. And, you know, so it's like we can't let it get to that point. We need to maybe make some changes, whatever it might be, but just do something to address that a little bit so we don't feel so kind of burnt out that we're like, you know what, let me just, like, all of us, like, you know, imagine if like 5 of us that you named, handful, if we just said, you know what, we're gonna chill the next couple of years.
Damn.
That would not be good, right?
Yo, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and that's the whole point of these type of conversations. You know, is hopefully people out there, the b-boys, b-girls, even you know promoters as well. You know, they can tune in and be like, wow, I didn't know they felt that way. You know, maybe you know,
Yeah.
I got to reassess on how I approach the DJ now, right? And so
yeah. So it's good that you brought it up, and I know. For what you were saying before, I know your crew has mad respect for the DJ just in general, and trust me, I appreciate it, and you know, all of us appreciate it when you or like your crew or just people in general kind of go out of their way to be like, it's not even just saying like thank you, it's just like it's just certain acknowledgments and understanding. Like a dope song comes on, like yeah, that's what's up, you know. And just whatever it might be, like I feel it from you guys and certain other people, and we appreciate that. That's the type of things that keep us engaged. And to be honest, that's why kind of what you were saying before or hinting at of that, like, you know, music-wise, DJ-wise, like America's like, we're doing okay. Some of the rest of the world is like maybe not as good as far as sort of understanding the roots of it. Which makes sense because the roots are from here, you know, but...
yeah, I mean, USA, I mean, I can't remember who I said it to in a conversation. I think Gravity or I don't know, but I said, yo, we move culture, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be arrogant, like, yo, USA, but come on, man. Like, we move culture, bro. You know, whatever we doing, like, just say tomorrow, all the crews, like, just say the Vicious Vic and all the MZK, the Havoc Coast Goodman, and we decided to just all wear, I don't know, something dope. I'm sure the rest of the world would start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just move. And I'm sure you and Lean and B. Ron or whoever, like, Scheme, like, Bless, and y'all create some type of new sound. Guess what? Everybody else gonna start doing that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because everybody, you know, gravitate towards, you know, I mean, USA, you know, and this is where hip hop started anyways, you know? So, yeah, we move culture, bro.
For sure.
We're like the trendsetters, you know, and that's how it is from day one.
It's from here, too, that was like I knew I had one other point, but like, you know, that's why DJing jams here is like some of the most fun. DJing small jams in the US is like the most fun for me for the most part. You know, there are other exceptions, but it's just like I love it. You know, and I didn't realize that until I traveled a lot, but it's just like it's home, people get it, and then like when people get it, you can kind of like push the envelope a little here or here. You could just like sort of play around with it. But if you're constantly having to be on your toes, like, uh-oh, is this all right? Oh, did they not understand it at this level? Let me take it some basic shit. You know, then it's more about like having to chase what you think they might be on as opposed to knowing what tip they're on, you know?
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point, bro. Yeah, I mean, bro, just keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trust me. Like, we appreciate y'all. I mean, I appreciate y'all. You know, I know Ness loves you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, that's
I noticed. We noticed that whenever MZK Battle Fleg is on, he'll put up some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Because as you said earlier, you just know that we would execute the song like it's supposed to. You know what I mean? And
of course.
And we won't waste that funkness. You know what I mean? Like we would just go in on it. So yeah, I mean that's said all the time. Like, yo, Fleg, he knows what to put with MZK Battle. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, word, yeah, Fleg's the man. You know, so word, man. Hold up, we got like 2 minutes. It's gonna end.
Yeah.
I want to get back. I'm gonna go back live when this ends because we only get an hour each time. Yeah. But once we get back, I'll go back on live. We'll talk about some of your trials and tribulation. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to talk about some of that. If you can share some, you know, your hiccups along the way, your journey. All right?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, bro. I'll end this and then I'll go back live. All right.
Bet. See you in a second.
All right, peace.